So we're going to start going down the Hall of Records. It takes quite a while, but if you want to stop and read some of this text, you can. I guess I'll talk a little more about the Neverhood while we're on our way down. So Microsoft actually listed the Neverhood as being one of the most underrated games of all time. Around 3.5 tons of clay were used to construct the Neverhood world. The game only sold around 42,000 copies, and that's due to point-and-click adventure games not being very popular at the time of the release of the game. But the game turned out to be especially popular in Russia and Iran, thanks to bootlegging. I played this game first in elementary school on a gateway computer. The game was included on the computer, and I liked playing it so much that I went home and told my dad that I really wanted a copy of it. So you couldn't buy this game in the store anywhere where we lived, so we had to order the game, and it came a couple weeks later after ordering it in a big box, which I still have to this day. There were talks of turning the Neverhood into a movie, and it's currently been scrapped, but if you're interested in playing something similar to the Neverhood, a game called Armacrog was recently released a few years ago. It's the spiritual successor to the Neverhood. You can always skip ahead if you don't want to watch this part. We'll have to walk back too. So here's the disc that we need to get. And since we walked all this way, I guess we can look out the window as well. Alright, now we have to head back. Another fact, the Neverhood was named the best adventure game of 1996 by Computer Games Strategy Plus and CNET Game Center, and was nominated for the later publication's overall Game of the Year prize, which ultimately went to Quake. It was also nominated for the Computer Game Developers Conference's Best Animation Spotlight Award, but it lost to Tomb Raider. Not sure how that happened. Later on, I'm going to try to do a Let's Play of the game's sequel, Skull Monkeys, which it was only on the PlayStation. Not as good in my opinion, but it was, they did away with the whole point-and-click adventure game style and went with a platformer style, but it still uses the stop-motion, claymation, animation type artwork. Interesting though that the sequel's only on the PlayStation. The Neverhood, the first game, was released in Japan only on the PlayStation 1. under the title Clayman Clayman. Oh man. This takes forever. 3 days later. So this will be the next place to go. We actually have a puzzle we have to do here where we have to use that beaker that we found in the Hall of Records. We have to fill it up with water. But first we have to turn on this water faucet, which we could have done earlier, but I didn't think about it. So I just have to fill the beaker up with water. And then complete this simple puzzle to open the door. This puzzle is the same every time you play. But a few of the puzzles are randomized every time. Like the H slider puzzle for the Hall of Records. And a couple more.
Hey, Clayman! say knock knock.
It's a good idea to save often as well, just because if you don't save and you start the game back up, you will not start where you left off. So the ladder there is out because we closed the door earlier, closed it in the Hall of Records, connected. And that's the cannon we saw in the little animation earlier where it shoots the robot. So that is we're seeing into our future. And that's the third button out of the three we need to push over there. So if you've pushed all three buttons, then all three of those will unlock, and we can enter the next area. In some parts of the Let's Play, I'm just not going to talk and let you enjoy the ambience and the music. For some reason, it's oddly satisfying to watch the water pour out the cracks and to watch it go down. There it goes. Got much exploring to do. There are those three symbols that we saw underneath the Hall of Records. You could go ahead and put those in there, but you need another 3 symbols, really, before you can do that. So this one's pretty simple also. We just have to match up these symbols, and then we can actually lower the bridge that we walked across. So this puzzle here is different every time you save and reload the game. It changes. Basically, you have to get a piece of paper and write down 12 symbols that appear. Every time you hit this button, symbol's going to change, and you have to write down the order of these symbols. And one of the symbols is a repeated symbol, and it has a sound cue that goes along with it. So it's important that you note down which symbol makes that sound, because you're going to have to remember this for another puzzle coming up later. So here we go. It's like a bowl of cottage cheese or something. Now I've gotten to where I can write these down really fast. There's a comb, a satellite or something. And there it is. And you can keep doing this over and over just so you can make sure you have the right order of all the symbols. Nothing to it but to do it, Clayman. You're okay. You're okay. It's just a flesh wound. So now we're down here in this murky area, and you can jump down that drain, and it's the only way to die in the Neverhood. You don't want to do it. If you do it, just save your game. You can load back into it. Alright, so we gotta take a ride on this thing. And up we go. There's a radio over here, and we have to note the song that it plays. It's different every time you play the game, like many of the other puzzles. Sometimes you can really get lost on these paths. Yeah, we gotta note this. Important stuff. Dead end. This thing has a hard time going up. I think we're almost there. Creepy chime sounds on the radio. The cowbell sound noted. That Terry S. Taylor music is right on point. We just gotta find that chime sound. There it is. Now the door is open. And to open the other door back up, we just have to reset the radio. Got to take note of this. I don't know if we're going to be using those. I might use the other color vials. B-O-B-B-Y. Bobby. It's going to be blue, orange, blue, blue, yellow. We gotta set these colors. So, I always have trouble with this, and I don't know what the deal is, but there's a button in here. I can never find it. Just one of those things. I think we're probably going to end the video here pretty soon, this part. It's a good stopping point. Alright guys, see you next time.